Imagine you just steal a car and the entire drunken squad rolls up on your ass. Jesus Christ. God, his fucking ass is popping up everywhere in front of these kids. I don't think we can defend him in a court of law, guys. Survivor's guilt's a real thing. Even though she was a villain, they definitely built a bond, right? Well, to be honest, the anger issues that he goes through, I understand. He probably screamed at a child. Fuck you, child! That is the most adorable thing I've seen. He's just getting squished in the backseat with the biggest grin. And not because of some thick girl's thighs. Just the seat. I mean, if you look at Aizawa, right? Eraserhead? Bro might fight some end-of-the-world threats, but at the end of the day, he wants to train students. That makes a lot of sense. You know, I'm honestly surprised they've managed to sneak in a decent amount of emotion in a fairly simple episode, but this is basically what you want, right? Here we go, here we go. He's starting to think about it. Maybe I want more than I currently have. Imagine you just steal a car and the entire drunken squad rolls up on your ass. Jesus Christ. Like, I really feel like the story worked without 171. The cherry on top with it. Look at that. That's so cute. Look at that face. Look at that face. She knows what she wants. Come on. Time to move on. Like, obviously she knew her feelings for Deku, but she didn't realize how much unresolved feelings she had for him. She thought she was just fine doing what she was doing. I bet there's gonna be some people who'd be like, oh my god, they didn't kiss, so therefore they don't love each other. Even though, in this very episode, they remind you that she's admitted to loving Deku. In the last episode, Deku's like, you're my hero. It's literally confessions. They're clearly gonna fucking date, guys. Can I just say, we won, guys. My Hero Academia's ending just got even better with 171. The more OVA epilogue episode is here, and that is the final bow to tie up this beautiful, beautiful series. Now, of course, those were some of my highlights of the full live reaction. Want to catch that or any of these My Hero Academia reactions, head on over to the Patreon. But this is such a beautiful ending because it wasn't needed, but I'm very much thankful we got it. The only thing I think you could maybe make an argument for is it's left a little up in the air what happens with these two. But to be honest, I thought it was fine. Because in 170, Deku himself says, you're my hero. Now, I understand reading between the lines isn't everyone's, skill, but it was pretty clear how my boy felt about her. Now, yes, we didn't get to see them in a relationship, but My Hero Academia has never been about the relationships. It's been about, the hero society. Yes, human relationships have romantic, sexual aspects to them, but not having it be the emphasis, but left a little up to interpretation, I would have been okay with. And she herself throughout this series at multiple points has made it clear how she feels about big old D over here. But, with that said, is it more satisfying seeing this scene? Absolutely. Now, it is kind of funny because they don't kiss, they don't hold hands, they dap it up, my boy. And to be honest, that might be even better. Because at the end of the day, these two are kind of socially awkward. So I think them, just kind of accepting that they both have thought about each other, they want to spend more time with each other, and them just kind of like going, that a boy, is actually kind of brilliant. It's also really nice seeing how he's got that billboard action going on now, so that makes me quite happy. In general, I didn't really need much out of this. All I was looking for was hopefully seeing where people went, hero rankings, they wanted to throw in a little action scene, that's cool. But the big thing is, I would like to see what my boy will do when properly interacting with her. And it's so interesting because there was one loose end, which I thought was going to be a loose end, that once again would have been more up for interpretation, and that was what they were doing with Toga's kind of like visions inside Oshiko's head, right? Because they start the episode off with her seeing her, and she's wondering, oh man, her blood did save me, maybe her personality's inside my brain. She doesn't know what's going on. But these started happening, these dreams, a month ago, which was about the time she was, thinking about old Deku Boy. And I think it's actually a pretty solid way to get her to confront her feelings. And it's going to be one of those things where people are going to be like, oh my god, they didn't say I love you. They didn't make out. We didn't see the wedding dress, so therefore they didn't properly get in. It's like, no, like in this exact moment, are they in a relationship? No, but if you think they won't be, you're a blind man. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with people wanting to see more. No pun intended, given the episode name. But at the end of the day, there's no denying that it is gonna happen. That is satisfying. And with the announcement of the Aerie focused on her when she's about to graduate high school, that could be a fun, you know, they might even show them holding hands in that movie. Who the hell knows? But at the end of the day, I didn't think there was going to be any more comfort than Deku in probably the comfiest car seat known to man. But I think it was even more comfy by the end of this OVA, and that's just beautiful. And honestly, they did exactly what I wanted to see. We got to see the group, you know, get together, which obviously they're not going to always have time to do stuff like this. But the fact that they still make time for each other and, you know, characters like Bakugo driving him home from school, which, you know, I need to reiterate this because I still don't understand how leaks did so much damage to working at McDonald's, because the guy literally has a successful career, and even with his new suit that allows him to mimic his old abilities, he even says, like, yeah, I kind of want to be like Aizawa. I want to help sometimes, but I also really like teaching. That's fucking wonderful. The fact that this show started off with Deku wanting nothing more than to be All Might, and instead, he now is doing his own thing. And the fact that Hero Society is going to be bigger than most likely a singular hero, I'm very satisfied with that. I think it's insane how bad leaks do damage to the community, because especially with AI and just artists in general, they can make things that look so real, and then you're like, why the fuck is he in a McDonald's uniform? And it turns out he has this incredibly successful career. And the crazy thing too is, I don't understand this disrespect teachers have in general, but teachers in most places are often underpaid. Not in Japan. They're fucking well respected and well paid in general. Like, come, do you think any motherfucking teacher at UA is gonna be like underpaid? Come on now, don't give me that shit. And while it is a little crazy that Lemillion's out here shaking ass to the school kids, you heard me, it was actually nice that they started off with kind of like the parallels, because if you're not looking at these two particular and not seeing Deku and Bakugo, you're kidding yourselves. In general, it just looks like the next generation of them. And I like the fact that, especially, she didn't allow anyone to get left behind, which in doing so is why she levitated this kid who was a little scared to do anything, and, you know, his ass got shot. Listen, I would even defend #1 hero in a court of law if I had to defend this shit, but you know what? Power to the people, I suppose. Just in general, I think it was a great episode. I thought it hit the emotional beats it needed to, and it also had a surprising little action scene, which I wasn't expecting. I mean, they're out here during dinner, right? And then they get a call that there's a Grand Theft Auto jacking, and you gotta imagine too, right? Imagine having a bunch of drunk, borderline drunk, powerful, like some of the most powerful heroes currently in the system. You rob a car and a bank, and then you get jumped by 12 heroes saying, "Not today, motherfucker." Like, I do not envy that at all. Either way, My Hero, like, you could leave it here and it's fantastic. But I think if you do a My Hero Academia Next Generation, some sort of sequel based around either their kids or Eri or any of them, you could absolutely continue the story with new characters. I mean, Vigilantes is fantastic. If you're not watching Vigilantes, you should. It's a great addition to the My Hero Academia universe. And, you know, say they do a sequel someday and it sucks. You just pretend it doesn't exist. A sequel doesn't take away from anything in the past. You can just look at the stuff you enjoy and enjoy it. But if they left it here, it's also incredibly satisfying. It's just My Hero is a story bigger than just Deku. It's bigger than just the Shigaraki threat. And I think there is still lots of stories worth telling, both prequels, sequels, anything else in between. I leave very happy. I think the ending got even better, and it's not often you can say a battle shonen not only had an epilogue like this, but had multiple episodes of epilogue post the big battle, because usually these battle shonens, they give you the big battle, and then maybe one episode if you're lucky, where this had like, what, 3 or 4 episodes total? Fucking beautiful. Like, it's just such a satisfying show, and I leave completely satisfied. I still think it's one of the most fun shows. And as I've been saying for many years, My Hero Academia at its worst is more enjoyable than many shows at their best. And I stand by that statement. But you can let me know your thoughts on episode 171 titled More. What did you think? Anything else you wanted to see more of? No pun intended, of course. Thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like, show your support, subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell so you can stay notified on everything we be uploading on YouTube. And of course, the Patreon for live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I love to get those video shows because I'm a patron. Why I get to even do these YouTube videos at all. As today we got Davlin, Furno, Pixcalibur, Sign, and we also have Ashless. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.